this short video, we're going to show you how to schedule a job and how you can add notes to a job and generally just keep a job up to date and also view the details of a job. So first of all, we'll jump into the planner. We've just done our job search. If you missed that, just watch the previous video, show you how to search for jobs. So these are all your jobs. These are currently set at accepted. So we'll look at the reactive ones for this example. So first of all, I've got this job here. I might want to see some details on that. So you can do that two ways. You can hit the details button or you can go straight into the edit button. All the information you see in both these tabs will be the same. The only difference in the edit button is you'll be able to make some amends. So if you're scheduling a job, I would go for the edit button. When I hit the edit button, I'll start to see some more information. So I'll see my job number up here. That should never change. Region should never change. The description should never change. That's come from the NOC, so we would leave that as it is. The store, the service, location, they never change. Unless you're a facilities management agent and you're scheduling it to somebody else, to another service provider, then that would change. But if you're a third-party contractor, that would not change. So the start and end dates, these are two fields that you can change. So this is for your scheduling purposes, when you're going to do the job or when you plan on doing the job. This doesn't affect any SLAs by changing start and end time. Contract and SLA down here, they should never change. They're set. We do track the changes, so if they are changed, we will see that they were changed. Next one is key, mobile user. So if you are using the mPro5 app to complete your jobs, you can schedule this to one of your engineers. When a job's created for a third-party contractor, it will go into a default user. So in this one, it's asbestos specialist. The asbestos specialist could log in and then schedule it out to their engineers. I'm logged in as admin, so I can see all the users, but you just select a user and that goes straight down to their device. If there's a reason you're not using the mobile app to complete jobs in mPro5, it's important that you update the job status regularly. This will tell the NOC, the stores, and McCalls where the job is at. So at the moment this is accepted, we might change that to on-site. Then we know that it's been done, or we might change it to paused awaiting parts. If you're unsure on what statuses to use, get in touch with your facilities management agents. They'll be able to tell you which statuses they're using. Aside from the obvious ones, if you're unsure, then just ask them. But we'll leave this allocated for the time being. Job type you'd never change. We don't use priority, so they'll all come in like that. But ignore that. It has no bearing on the job whatsoever. Now, to schedule this, there's a couple of things we need to change. Start date and the end date, if you're planning the works in advance, and the mobile user. That's it. Maybe the job status if you scheduled or on site or allocated. But that's it. The key thing really is keeping the job up to date. Again, if you're using the mobile app, when the engineer's interacting with the job, the job status will change once they arrive, once they're on site. Once they've completed it, it will update automatically. If you're not, it's key you keep these elements up to date on the planner. So you can do that by changing the job status. That will tell someone that it's on site or you're awaiting parts. But the key information is to add job notes, which is down here. They're journaled notes, they're journal entries. So if I hit a plus, I'm going to say new parts or awaiting parts. And this is a job update, and now I can put a detailed description in as to where my parts are, or they're due on the 27th. We'll update once they arrive. The more information you can put in here, the better. It will result in less phone calls, because this is everyone's one point of information. Again, like I said, the stores, McCalls, NOC, and the managing agents, they all log into this portal and they'll all see these notes. So it's key they're kept up to date. Also, if you're not using the mobile app, once you have completed the job, do put the completion notes in here. This is a specific field for completion notes, and it will appear on the job search. It'll also appear in other reports. So it's really important that your completion notes, if you are an engineer completing this job and you're not using the mobile app, put the completion notes in this box. So one last thing you can do from the screen is also add documents. If you want to upload your work orders to the system, PDFs, you can do that. Just head over to resources, hit the plus icon, the name, So work order, select a file from your PC, and then add a category. With categories, try not to add a new category for the sake of adding a new category. So you can see you can add new ones. So be work order. But if work order is already there, don't kind of put PPM work order or asbestos work order. Just try and keep it generic if there's one already there. This sort of just aid reporting at a later date. Once that's saved, you just hit the tick. Your document gets saved on there. And again, if anyone needs access to that, again, that's one less thing you'll need to do in the future. If someone says, can we see the work order? Yeah, sure. It's on the system under the resources tab. So someone can come in and get that out. So that's really editing or scheduling a job in MPro 5. They're the actions you'll need to do. So if I just jump out of here though, what we did show you was that was the edit button. If we go into the details button, this just gives me a read-only view, I suppose, of the job. And this is what the stores will see. So they'll see any interaction you do. So when you change fields, they get logged there. And also job notes appear down here. So when you add notes, they'll start to appear in here too. Also, what we mentioned is your completion notes. There's a box specifically for that. MPro 5 is traditionally designed to be used with a mobile app, so the completion notes will go in here, and that is where people will try and see what was done. So it's key that the completion notes are added there. You can simplify this view just by clicking on the select all. That will deselect all the categories, and then you can just select the categories you want to see. Generally, people will highlight the information tab, job journals, job notes, maybe the details too. That's a simplified view of everything, because that should make it easier to navigate if you need to. That's the job details page. One more button, I suppose, to take you through is notes. You can add notes from this screen. So if you've got a job and you want to add a quick note, you can just press the notes button and you've got the pop-up there. And then again, you can add a new note. So that might be parts arrived. Job update, parts in stock, will attend on the 25th. Something along those lines. Again, that will save a phone call. If the store is wondering what's going on, they'll check their portal, or the NOC will check the portal, or McCalls will check the portal. They'll be able to see the note. There's no need to phone. It's a 20-second stay. You're attending on the 25th. That's really how you can schedule a job and keep a job up to date.